Most people don't think about wealth seriously until they're adults. But Warren Buffett, he started at 11, and by 14, he'd learned the secret that would define his entire life. It wasn't about stock tips, it wasn't luck, and it definitely wasn't inherited money. At 14, Buffett discovered something that most people never fully grasp, even in a lifetime: how time, discipline, and simple habits can create extraordinary wealth. Today, he's one of the richest humans on the planet, and the blueprint he followed isn't complicated. It's just rare. In this video, we're unpacking what Buffett learned as a teenager that helped him build a fortune worth over $100 billion. If you want financial freedom, this lesson is where it starts. Money should work for you, not the other way around. At 14, Warren Buffett used savings from his newspaper route to buy a 40-acre farm, not to work on, but to rent out. That changed everything. He realized early that working harder wasn't the answer. Owning assets was. While most people hustle for every dollar, Buffett wanted his money to hustle for him. He understood that income from labor stops when you do, but money invested in the right things keeps growing without you. That mindset shift from worker to investor was the foundation of his entire empire. He didn't just earn, he multiplied. The secret: start early, invest wisely, and prioritize ownership over wages. If you want freedom, don't work harder forever. Build systems, buy assets, and let your money do the heavy lifting. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Buffett's fortune wasn't built by genius, it was built by time and compound interest. He started investing at 11. By 14, he already understood that compound growth was magic. He knew that a small amount of money, left alone, could grow into millions. Not overnight, but over decades. He didn't chase big wins. He chased early starts and consistency. Most people underestimate how fast things can snowball if you just leave them alone. That's why he rarely sold his investments. He let time do what time does best: multiply. Compound interest isn't about speed, it's about patience. Buffett didn't try to be rich fast. He tried to be smart forever, and it worked. The lesson: start as soon as you can, stay in the game, let your money grow while everyone else is chasing shortcuts. Live cheap, build wealth. Buffett's lifestyle has barely changed in decades. He still lives in the modest home he bought in 1958. Why? Because he never equated wealth with spending. Even as a teenager, he saved aggressively, lived frugally, and invested the rest. That discipline became his edge. He knew that every dollar spent was a dollar that couldn't grow. While others chased luxury, he chased freedom. He understood that flashy lifestyles come with hidden costs: debt, stress, and pressure to maintain appearances. Buffett focused on value, not vanity. His goal wasn't to impress, it was to compound, and that required keeping expenses low and savings high. The takeaway: if you want to build wealth, master your spending. Simplicity scales, luxury can wait. Financial peace comes when you stop needing to look rich and start focusing on becoming rich. Learn more than you earn. As a teen, Buffett devoured books on investing, markets, and business. He treated knowledge like compound interest. It paid off more the earlier he started. His favorite investment isn't stocks, it's self-education. He once said, "The more you learn, the more you earn." That's not a quote, it's a strategy. Buffett wasn't the fastest or flashiest, but he knew how to think better. He read constantly, asked smart questions, and made decisions based on long-term knowledge, not short-term hype. That edge let him outperform people with more experience and better connections. The lesson: make your brain your biggest asset. Skills fade, trends change, but deep understanding stays. Read daily. Study constantly. Learn while others scroll. When you master your mind, the money follows. Focus on long-term game. 14. Buffett wasn't chasing the next hot stock. He was thinking decades ahead. That mindset made him a billionaire. While most people want fast results, Buffett understood that long-term focus beats short-term hype every time. He didn't care if something looked boring. He cared if it compounded. And that's the secret. He didn't jump from trend to trend. He picked great businesses, held them forever, and let time stack the returns. In investing and in life, he looked for things that would still matter in 10, 20, 50 years. That's why he rarely sold. The goal wasn't to be active, it was to be accurate. If you want lasting wealth, stop playing for today. Start playing for 2035. Patience isn't weakness, it's the ultimate power move. Obsess over the math. As a teenager, Buffett tracked every dollar. He recorded expenses, calculated returns, and studied business performance like a scientist. He didn't hope his money would grow. He made sure it did. Numbers gave him clarity. While others made emotional decisions, he relied on data. That obsession with math is why he rarely loses. He knows his margins, his risks, and his upside, always. Most people avoid numbers. Buffett lives in them. Because when you understand the math, you don't need hype or luck. You make better decisions faster. You don't have to be a genius to build wealth, but you do need to know your numbers. Track your spending. Study your investments. Measure your growth. The calculator is your best friend. Don't just work hard. Work smart and know exactly how smart you're working. Avoid debt like the plague. Buffett saw early on how debt crushed people. One bad loan, one missed payment, and suddenly you're working for the bank, not yourself. So he avoided personal debt like it was poison. He didn't take on credit card debt, didn't borrow to buy things he couldn't afford, and never over-leveraged his investments. That gave him freedom, flexibility, and peace. While others were paying 20% interest, Buffett was earning it. He understood that wealth is about control, and debt is the fastest way to lose it. Want to build long-term wealth? Don't borrow to impress. If you can't buy it in cash, you probably can't afford it. Use debt only when it multiplies your money, not your stress. Create multiple income streams. Even in his teens, Buffett had more than one source of income. He delivered newspapers, sold gum, operated pinball machines, and bought farmland. He didn't wait for opportunity, he built it. That mindset never left him. Today, his income comes from dozens of companies, dividends, and investments. That's the power of diversification. Most people depend on one paycheck. Buffett set up systems so he never had to. If one stream dried up, others flowed. It wasn't about luck, it was about design. Multiple streams mean multiple chances to grow and fewer chances to break. Want financial stability? Don't rely on one lane. Build side income. Invest early. Create assets that pay you while you sleep. Security comes from multiplying your options. Play to your strengths. Buffett wasn't good at everything, but he was elite at a few things: numbers, logic, patience. So he ignored the rest and doubled down on his strengths. He didn't try to be cool, trendy, or everything to everyone. He leaned into what made him unique and turned it into a billion-dollar edge. That's the key. Most people spread their energy thin. Buffett focused it like a laser. He didn't waste time fixing weaknesses. He built a life around his natural advantage. You don't need to be great at everything. You just need to be great at your thing. Find it, hone it, and use it to win in your own way. Start now. Don't wait. The most powerful thing Buffett ever did was start young. He made his first investment at 11. By 14, he was filing tax returns and buying income, producing assets. That head start changed everything. It wasn't about luck, it was about time. The earlier you start, the more room you give compound interest to work its magic. Most people waste their 20s. Buffett used his teens. And that time advantage turned a few $1,000s into hundreds of billions. You don't need to be rich to start. You just need to start. Save, invest, learn, build. Every day you delay, the cost is invisible, but massive. The best time to start was 10 years ago. The second best time right now. Warren Buffett didn't become a billionaire by chasing hype. He became one by learning simple truths early and sticking to them relentlessly. At 14, he understood what most people ignore until it's too late. Wealth isn't about intelligence or luck. It's about time, habits, and patience. You don't need $1 million to get started. You just need to start and stay started. If this gave you clarity, drop a comment, share it with someone young who needs this lesson, and hit subscribe to Limitless Empire, the place where money, mindset, and legacy intersect. Don't wait until 40 to learn what Buffett knew at 14. Start now, compound later. Freedom always.